How to win an investment in 2 slides. Successfully pitching investors is all about getting 2 slides right. If you get these 2 slides right, you're on your way. It's that easy. In today's video, I'll explain why these 2 slides are the most important slides in your pitch deck, why we start with these 2 slides, and the wrong information to put in your executive summary, and what's the right information to put in your executive summary. I hope you like it. Hi, I'm Brett. On my channel, I help early stage startup CEOs like you raise money and grow your startup. So if this sounds like you, then hit the subscribe button and the bell so you get notified every time I release a new video. Let's get started. What are the most important 2 slides in your pitch deck? It's the first 2 slides in your pitch deck are the most important slides in your deck. This is your executive summary, where you explain the problem you're trying to solve and how you solve that problem. The first slide is the problem slide, and the second slide is the solution slide. That sounds simple enough, doesn't it? And it is. I'll explain the wrong information and the right information to have on these important slides later in the video. Why is your executive summary the most important slide in your pitch deck? Let me ask you a question. When do you have more of someone's attention? In any conversation you have with someone, in any presentation you give, it's always at the start. That sounds correct, doesn't it? The good news is there's actually data that proves it. Depending on the study, you have anywhere between 7 and 10 seconds to get someone's attention. Malcolm Gladwell, in his excellent book, Blink, shows you have 7 seconds to grab someone's attention. Microsoft did a study showing you have 8 seconds. And Nielsen Market Research shows you have maybe 10 seconds to grab someone's attention. Whatever the number is, you don't have much time. So our job as presenters is to grab the attention of our audience right when we start our pitch. Why do you start with an executive summary? Actually, the executive summary is not how we start. The clock starts ticking the second the investor enters the room. So shake hands and get right to it. And the best way to get started is with an origin story explaining why you started the company. A well-told origin story usually explains that you saw that there was a big problem with something. You knew it was a problem and you could see how to solve it. All good presenters do a variation of this. Comedians, by the way, are great at this. Then this segues right into the problem you're trying to solve and your solution. These should be your first 2 slides. The reason we start with these 2 slides is this instantly gives investors a very quick explanation of exactly what your company does. A well-crafted executive summary emotionally hooks investors to want to invest in your company. The challenge is, because attention spans are short, it gets progressively more difficult to get investors hooked the longer a presentation goes. For example, I pitched a very well-known investor in Silicon Valley, and it was clear I didn't hook him at the beginning of the pitch. When the presentation finished, the investor said to me, "You didn't have me at hello." And sure enough, a week later, the investor sent me an email telling me he was passing on investing. That's the challenge of fundraising in a nutshell. You either hook them at the start or you don't hook them at all. Let's move on to the next point. What's the right information to put in your executive summary? There are 2 things we want to accomplish with our first 2 slides. The first thing is we want investors to know exactly the problem we are solving. That's the problem slide. Second, we explain how we solve this problem. That's the solution slide. It sounds super simple, but it's challenging because you need to do this without going way too deep. A well-done problem slide tells investors exactly what the problem is and the 3 key challenges that customers have with the existing universe of solutions. Then your solution slide explains exactly how you solve these challenges. And you want to do this in under 3 minutes for these 2 slides. That's the real challenge here. And that gets us to the final piece of our puzzle. What's the wrong information to put in your executive summary? There are 2 big mistakes I see CEOs make in their executive summary. First, CEOs don't explain the problem they are solving or how they solve it at the beginning of the pitch. For example, the first pitch deck I ever developed, I didn't bother explaining to investors the problem we were solving until slide 7. Slide 7. You've lost your audience when you've done that. The second mistake I've seen over and over again is you put way too much detail in your executive summary. I know it sounds backwards because we want to share the details of what we're doing. But hear me out. Detail is your enemy at this stage of your pitch. The problem with going too deep is it feels out of order, and it overwhelms your audience because they don't have the proper context. Think of it this way. You hook them with your executive summary, and then you fill in the blanks with more detail in the body of your pitch. If this content is resonating with you, then please hit the like button right now. One final thought. It takes time to craft an excellent executive summary. I know this seems simple, but my experience is this can take a long time to get right. My best advice is to do the best you can with your executive summary and pitch and start pitching investors. You'll keep improving your pitch as time goes on. Now, what did you learn from today's video? Put your answer in the comments column below today's video. And if you have any questions, put them in the comments column too, and I'll be happy to answer them for you. Now, I have one more thing for you today. It's my free startup pitch deck template. It has all the slides you need to develop an awesome pitch deck. Click the link below today's video and it's yours for free. And for more great content, click on the video at the end of today's video. And if you haven't already, then click the subscribe button to get notified every time I release a new video. I'm Brett at brettjfox.com. Thanks for watching today. Take care. Bye.